How do we put this thing on? Like that. Like that. Welcome back into episode 135. Now for all you new folk, this is the 135th episode of trying to restore my Porsche 928. I actually own two Porsche 928s now. I've got a GT sat there and an early 79 car sat here. Most of the videos at the moment are about the early car where I've rebuilt the engine, suspension, all that stuff. Go watch those videos later. Now what we're focused on, or last week what I was focused on, was taking the glass out, getting it ready for a respray. So the glass came out, it was hard work. Trying to peel back the rubber and stuff is really a pain in the ass. On doing that, I discovered there's some rust over in that passenger side rear wheel arch. That'll need welding. I'm going to try and chop some of that out this week. But really what I want to get down to is taking the paint off. So a Porsche 928 has steel tail hatch, roof and the two rear wings, but aluminium doors, front wings and bonnet. Now the aluminium panels are going to get dipped, chemically stripped. I don't want to ruin the protective coating that Porsche put on, but these back panels I can grind off with a DA, like one of these sanding things. And that's what I want to try and focus on this week. As I always say, click like, subscribe, comment, but let's just dive in and see how we get on. Right, today's mission is to use my sort of nibbling thing that goes on the end of my drill to try and nibble out some of this rust. Well, not some of it, all of it. I may need to remove that bracket and then re-weld it back on later. We'll have a look at that in a bit. But for now, I just want to have a go and just see what it does and then try and work out the plan of action from there. So I'm just going to literally put it in like that, nibble along. I don't know how much to take out. I can see obviously there's a bit, so I'm just going to take some out, probably up to here sort of somewhere, and then we'll assess what the metal's like. This patch down here I'm going to have to beat with a hammer a little bit just because it's all folded out and I won't be able to get it in the tool. Another little hole over there, and I think there's another one somewhere, back here somewhere I think. But let's just try and see what happens. Now we're cooking. Now we were cooking. We cooked for a little tiny bit. The next hole is this little gem. I'll just pick it open and see what's in there first before I go digging away too much. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's have a go at it and just see if it cuts. I might have to dig it out a bit more, but let's see what happens. I can get my tool in there. Often the problem, isn't it? I can't tell if it's metal or someone's been in there with a bit of filler, perhaps. There's the fuel pipe directly below, which is nice. Always nice to see. There's a couple of brackets underneath. I think that's what's rusted out. You can see it's quite a lot to take out here. It's a bit of a mess. Certainly this rear wheel arch needs a little bit of help, doesn't it? Right, what I want to try and do then is just have a look how much good and bad metal there is around this. Let's put my glasses on so I don't kill myself. I've put a blanket in there just to keep the inside of the car from getting all this rubbish everywhere. So let's just spin it a little while. I'm just trying to discover how much bad metal there is, what else needs to come out. I know I've not cut enough out of there, and same here, but I kind of want to just see what is there. Bad around there really. There's a bit of pitting here. This is more where I'm interested. I've taken a break there. That's probably, what was that, 10 minutes I suppose. You can see the layers coming out quite nice. I like this effect. I don't know if you can see it really. I assume this is probably the original colour, this one maybe. Mocha. Let's have a look. It's probably that. I don't know whether it was stripped off and then this has been layered on underneath, but I doubt they went to so much effort because it's such a bodge. But you can see, you know, cutting through, the white takes a bit of work. Cream sort of underneath the white, so a cream undercoat, and then I think the mocha, and then the mocha's got a cream underneath that, and then there's a grey, and then we're down to metal. You can see it here. As you can see the layers there. But yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. It's going to be, it's not going to be a race this one, is it? But it'll come off. It'll come off. I'm pretty hopeful. I'm still pretty sure I can finish that entire wing today. Now, I don't know for sure because, well, basically because I've never seen it before, but I suspect that's filler because I've cut, we've got the mustard colour there. If we go over here, mustard usually goes to brown, then white, and I've got mustard and then white, and something, I don't know, I can't feel anything on the other side. It doesn't seem low on the other side, but it just seems strange why it's like that. So I'm going to carry on cutting around this side. And then we can see if it's a patch, you know, like this or something. Basically, I'm not going to try and cut it out. If it's filler, it's filled and it's smooth because I never notice it. Coming off quite well though. Obviously, all of this is metal now. I've got this big, nice big patch here. I might have a crack at before actually doing the filler side. Try and get this done, the front side of the body done, and then move back around to the back. Right, stripping that rear wing was pretty easy actually. So I got the car out again this morning, nice cold Sunday morning, at least it's dry. My plan was to strip this rear wing here, but I'm tempted to have a look at the roof. This has been my worry for a long time. I can see, there's lumps of this paint plate flaking off. Like I can pull a bit off like that. I'm tempted to have a crack at that, so at least we get some information, see if there's any bad rust. There's a couple of bits here that are worrying, all around the window frames worrying. I think we have a quick go at that, even if I just start it and then go back to the wing. I mean, it doesn't matter what order I do this stuff in, right? So yeah, let's do that this morning. How do we put this thing on? Like that. Like that. Oh. Okay. Not gonna lie, this is one of the most boring jobs I've ever done. So I play a little game. What I'm trying to do is unpaint my car. So I try and take the white off and leave the mocha brawn, however you pronounce it, leave that visible for a little while and then take that off at the end. Right, this car stripped about half, well, halfway to brown. I've then got to take the brown off and everything as well, but it's quite good fun actually, peeling away those layers of white. There's white, then there's a mustard colour, then there's another white, and then we're down to the original brown. There's a lot of paint, and you can see how thick it is. I keep swapping the pads on the thing because the new pad cuts so much quicker. And I just discovered my DA has actually got speed control on the back, and I wasn't flat out. I've wound it back a little bit from flat out, but I sped up a little bit. So that's, I think that's taken about half an hour to get to there. So it's probably going to take me I don't know, the whole roof is probably an hour and a half, let's say, something like that. It might be 2 hours. It depends how much effort it is to get the brown off. I don't think it's going to be too bad, but I'm just going to crack on and try and get through it. Very annoyingly, it's not supposed to rain today. I come out and start grinding and a little pitter-patter, so I've had to pull the cover across, which I didn't really want to do because now it's covered in all the dust of the paint, so I need to try and get the dust out the cover at some point. The good thing is though, at least I know I have a cover. That came with the GT actually, so it's really handy. Anyway, it stopped raining, so I'm going to get out there now and try and finish off that roof. Right, that's the roof taken back to the original, I don't know if I can show you actually, the original brown. Obviously it's a bit of a mess. Interestingly, there's some places here, I don't know why it's pink, if anyone knows what that is that like a rust killer? Also, I didn't cut through the brown here, it was already through. So presumably there was maybe some rust breaking out or something. It's a little bit ripply. Maybe there's a dent there and someone's filled it, something like that. And then it was sprayed on top. I'm still going over here. There's a little, this bit was one of the, where it's all sort of crusty and rusty. There's 1, 2 and 3, that one there. 3 little rust patches we need to look at. And then on this front edge, I ground this a little bit more. There was rust here. It looks like it's going to come out okay, but I just gave it a little bit more effort. Obviously, the brown needs to come off. I just thought I'd do that for a bit of fun, halfway house sort of thing. But it's coming off. It's not coming off too bad. That's probably taken probably is 2 hours now to get down to that. The next load will come off quite quick because it's not very thick. think I'll leave it there. That's pretty good. Car safely tucked back in the garage. Paintless. Really pleased with that. If you couldn't tell in the video, what I got done was that rear wing over there and this roof. Cat on the roof. I've still got left to do the rear wing, or rear quarter, whatever you want to call it, on this side. But I'll get the car out. Maybe next weekend. I think it's dry. I'll get that done. You don't have to watch me do that. Promise. You won't see any more grinding. You might see a bit more grinding, but not as much as this week's. Be happy. This video started off at nearly 4 hours long. I've cut it down to this 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is, and remember the tailgate is already done, so that's good. What I'm going to do now is grind out the recesses. So inside the doors, inside the door shuts, inside the windows, all of those sort of places. Get the paint out of there. I need to get that rear bumper off. I think next week I'll probably get the rear bumper off and do the whole drain the fuel system down and all of that, because I'm gearing up to do the welding on those rusty bits. But that's next week or the week after even, maybe. Depends how time goes. Anyway, as always say, thank you for watching. Click like, subscribe, comment. Actually, leave me a comment and tell me about the rust down this windscreen and around the front edge. Is that okay? I'll try and give you a shot of it. Will that grind out? Do I need to do something special with it? I don't know, so let me know. Anyway, I'll see you next week.